Greetings and welcome back, carnivores, to Carnivore Confidential. I'm Dougie the Butcher. Today I'm going to show you how to make something that's very near and dear to me as a Canadian. Living in California abroad 30 years ago, I desperately tried to find Canadian back bacon or Peameal bacon in the stores down there. And although they do sell it, hi baby, although they do sell it, it's not the same. True Peameal bacon is a raw product that has been sweet pickle cured and not smoked. And the only stuff I could find in California was smoked, which has more like a ham-like texture. Anyway, I've got a whole pork loin upstairs, and I've got a brine on the go. And let's come on back and I'll show you what I did and how I did it. And then in 5 to 7 days, we'll come back to sample the Peameal bacon, the Peameal back bacon, Canadian Peameal back bacon that I'm about to make. Thanks for stopping by, and let's go upstairs and get busy. Hey there, welcome back. Peameal bacon, near and dear to my heart because, of course, I'm Canadian, and this is primarily a Canadian export. And when I lived in California, I tried to find this stuff, and they do sell it there. It's marketed as Canadian bacon or back bacon, but it's not Peameal bacon, because Peameal bacon is actually a raw product that's been sweet pickle cured and not smoked. But all the stuff I could find when I lived in California was, hi baby, was Canadian back bacon, but it had been smoked, and it actually resembled more like a ham texture than a Peameal bacon texture. Anyway, on to the process. I picked up a whole pork loin. Actually, it's a half pork loin, the rib section, which is my favorite. A while back, I got a bunch of them because they were 99 cents a pound, $2.18 a kilo. This entire thing cost me $7.71. Bargain. Anyway, so I've taken it out of the bag and I've dried it off. This is what we look like. And basically all I'm going to do is create a brine, which I already have. I'm going to tell you what I put in it, but I've already got it, and it's cooled because you have to actually boil it. So this is what we've got. I know some of you are going to yell at me because I pet my dog and I didn't wash my hands, so I haven't touched the meat yet, so we're going to do that quickly. Okay, so hands washed. Very important, I want to mention this. To the recipe, what we're going to do is we're making a simple brine, and then I'm just going to cut this in half. I would normally trim some of this off, some of this fat off, but I'm going to leave it on there because I'm going to use it for sliced Peameal bacon, and you can see what a cross section of that's going to look like here. All right, and as we get down into the rib section, which starts right here with this extra muscle, you're going to see it looks a whole lot like that, which I've told you before, this is prime rib of pork. It is the best cut on the carcass, in my opinion. All right, to the recipe. The brine that I made was 2 cups of cold water. Okay, you have to boil this. My hands are dirty again, so let's just do this. I need my darn glasses. All right, 2 cups of cold water, a cup of ACV, which is apple cider vinegar, a 1/4 cup of kosher salt, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of mustard seeds, 1 tablespoon of celery seeds, 1 bay leaf, a 1/4 teaspoon of black peppercorns, and when this is all boiled and dissolved, we're going to shock it with a 1/2 pound of ice. To that, don't forget the all-purpose meat cure. It's called Prog Powder number 1, and to that you add a level teaspoon per 5 pounds of meat. I've got almost 8 pounds of meat, so I put in a teaspoon and a half. Okay, teaspoon and a half of this. Boil it all up. Oh, and I also added some fresh garlic. Boil it all up, and the seasoning was in a little sachet like we did with the corned beef. So this is cool to the touch now, so we can add it to the bag, add it to the pork loin. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut it in half because I want it to fit in my Ziploc bag, and roughly half. Here we go. And that's what it looks like. It's got a rather long tail on it, but that's okay. That's part of the belly, and it's going to be tasty. All right, so I'm going to be putting it in this bag, but I'm going to need a little bit of help to do that. So I'm going to break away and get a bowl. and I'll be right back. All right, I should have been prepared, but I wasn't. So now what I need to do is I need to get my Ziploc bag, fold the sides over a little bit, and then we're going to gently pour the brine mixture into here, hopefully with no disasters. Gently pour. That was relatively disaster-free. All right. So now we're going to add our pork loins. I hope I have room in this bag for both of them. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate these into 2 bags. Bear with me. All right, I don't want to overcrowd the meat in the bags, so I'm going to do 2 bags. And I'm going to probably end up having to divide some of this brine because I've got mostly all of it in there. There we go. Second piece of pork in the bag. All right. So I am going to remove the air as much as possible from here by folding this down and squeezing the air pocket out, like so. Then I've got brine all over the meat. And I will do the same with this. Now this is going to sit in your fridge, folks, for about 5 to 7 days. And what this is going to do is it's going to cure this meat and make it so tender, because the salt and pork, just the same way the salt brine aids in the cooking of poultry, it adds another level of moisture, adds another level of moisture to the meat itself as it's brining, curing, pickling, sweet pickle cure. All right, see you in about 5 or 7 days. Thanks for coming by. You're gonna dig this. Stay hungry, folks. Greetings, carnivores, and welcome back. I know it seems like it's been a moment in time, but it's actually been 7 days since we were last together. As you recall, I made up a brine. I put these 2 guys in plastic bags and put them in the fridge to brine for 7 days. It was actually about 5 or 6 days. Then I replaced the brine with water and put them back in the fridge for another day or so. And the water helps leach some of the salt out of the product, so it's not too salty. And rather than boring you with slicing all this up, I went ahead and did it. Just to recap, hi baby, how are you? I know you can smell it. And then we also fried 2 pieces off and tasted them, and it tastes like home. This is so easy to do, you guys. It's a little bit of Canadiana, a little bit of home for me, because as I said before, and back in the late 80s when I lived in California, I couldn't find this stuff anywhere. You can find, it's called Canadian bacon, but it's not the same. They smoke it and cure it. They smoke it and cook it down there. And it has more like a ham-like texture than a Peameal bacon texture, because this is a raw product. Anyway, yeah, so then I tossed it in cornmeal, sliced it up, and that's it. All buttoned up. Give this a try for yourselves. It's real easy to do. And just one last note before I go. I've been telling you for the past few weeks that there's a logo in the bottom right hand corner of my video where you can hover your mouse over it and subscribe to my channel and support me in doing so. But I realized in playback when I was watching it on my phone that I don't see that logo on my phone, and I'm assuming tablets are the same. I do see it, however, on my laptop and my desktop. So anyway, what I've done also is I've added an end card right here to guide you to my subscription page in the center, and also the next video popping up that you may or may not like to watch, and also a thank you very much for watching. So that's it, folks. It wraps it up for this week. We'll see you next Thursday for another video. Thursday at 6 p.m. I upload every Thursday at 6 p.m. And in the meantime, thanks for coming by, and stay hungry, you guys. If you have any comments or questions, please drop it in down below. And if you have anything you'd like to see me do, drop that in down there as well. Thanks for coming by. Stay hungry, folks.